Hello people of the internet, my name is Johnny and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings, and today I'm being joined by Freddy Fazbear. He's the iconic mascot of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and the lead singer of its animatronic band. He's been the star of countless video games, books, and even a feature film in 2023, with its sequel, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, hitting theaters on December 5th. Freddy Fazbear, welcome to the show. Now Freddy, before we begin, history has proven that animatronics and heat usually don't mix well. I'd love to know, what is your mindset going into this interview? Are you a spicy food fan by nature? Well, Freddy, thank you so much for coming on the show. I have cooked up probably my best batch of dino chicken nuggets I've ever made just for you. So let's go right ahead and hop into that first wing. Freddy, taking down the first wing like a champ, how are you feeling after that first bite? Now, while you're mainly known for serving up pizza, you're also the face of several other food products like chocolate, soda, cereal, even the official FNAF gummy pizza. And with the release of your very own cookbook in 2023, is it safe to assume you were always destined for a life in the food business? Since your debut over 10 years ago now, you've swiftly risen up the ranks to become one of the most iconic faces in horror. And this summer, you're finally set to enter the fog and join Dead by Daylight. How does it feel to be recognized alongside such other iconic characters like Michael Myers, Ghostface, and Chucky? And with Freddy Krueger also being in the game, do you think there's enough room for two Freddys? I really think you two would bond over your appreciation for a good nightmare. And actually, speaking of characters you get along with, you've been rocking with Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy for over a decade now. Are there any highlights that come to mind when you reflect on all the time you've spent together? Now, not to get too personal, but fans have noticed that you and Bonnie have a lot of chemistry on stage. It really seems like you two have a great friendship going on. The fans would really love to know, is there any deeper connection going on between you two? Do you not want to answer the question? I mean, we can move on if you'd like, if you're uncomfortable. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll move on. Oh, all right. Hey, Freddy's back for another bite. How you holding up, Freddy? So, in 2023, fans finally got to see you up on the big screen after several years of development setbacks. What was it like to release such an anticipated project, and are there any stories you can share from production? Wait, they were gonna take over Manhattan? Well, it was amazing to see you finally up on the big screen. And the movie was a massive success as well, grossing nearly $300 million and becoming Blumhouse's highest grossing film of all time. That's quite the crown to hold. Do you think the second film will have as big as an impact? God love the enthusiasm. Hey, to celebrate, let's take a bite out of this T-Rex, make it go extinct. You know, I'm very surprised at how well you're taking these wings. I suppose the lack of taste buds has to help. So in addition to your second feature film, you also have a major new game release this year. It's called Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic by Stillwell Studios. And it's a new, massive leap into the 3D world building of the franchise. Do you ever miss the smaller, simpler feel of your earlier work? Or does the recent expansion into 3D exploration keep everything fresh and exciting? Now, we usually don't like to get into drama here on the show, but fans really want to know, what are your thoughts on games like Sister Location and Secret of the Mimic, where Freddy Fazbear isn't taking center stage as the antagonist? Everyone deserves a chance in the spotlight, right? Plus, that gives you more time to explore space, go-karting, or even get really buff and hot with your friends. I still don't get the point of that one. On top of that, you're also apparently a very dedicated writer, as over 50 FNAF books have been published. Over 50. Wow. Do you have any favorite or even least favorite stories that you've written so far? You're thinking about In the Flesh, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's everyone's least favorite. So in interviews, Jason Blum has actually said that he'd love to see a crossover between Five Nights at Freddy's and Megan, where the robots are at odds. Who do you think would win in that fight, the Fazbear crew or Megan? You certainly have a point. I do think you have her there in those categories. Now, Freddy Fazbear, I'd love to move on to some rapid fire questions. So you can go ahead now and hop into that final wing on the table for you, and I will not have one with hot sauce. Oh, Freddy, okay. All I suggest is just be careful around the eyes. We don't want your servos locking up. I'll just get on to the questions. Freddy, is it true that you got those handprints on your face by eating a child in only one bite? You say you haven't spoken to Doggo ever since he called you Shrek Freddy for painting your suit green for St. Patrick's Day in 2020. The fans would love to know, is there any way you can rekindle that friendship? What are your thoughts on fans who have a special appreciation, we'll say, for William Afton? He is your killer after all, and I don't know, just like the purple skin, I don't really get it. Now, if we're talking about Matthew Lillard, you know, I'd say that's a different case entirely. Maybe something I could get on board with, but at the end of the day, he's still a killer at heart, so, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's more so the costume that people are into, not like the, you know, I'm gonna kill you whole shtick. You would understand that, right, Freddy? You know, if it were the costume, you'd probably get that a lot. I know for a fact there's a whole community out there, you know, whole fan base out there. Well, Freddy Fazbear, those were all of my questions, and look at you taking on the wings of death and living to tell the tale. And now there's nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet, so this camera, this camera, this camera, let the people at home know what you've got going on in your life. Oh wait, were you supposed to say that last one there? Yeah, I don't think Scott is gonna like that last one out there. Can we just make sure we get rid of that one? You know, truth be told, Freddy, I did get some hot sauce, but my body said no. I'm so sorry. I know it kind of defeats the purpose of this being a hot ones, but maybe, do we want the Pringle? We can share a Pringle. They're not even that hot anymore. Do you want one? You're just kind of looking at me. You just seemed kind of upset that you were the only one who had something hot to eat. I mean, my mouth is kind of burning, but do you want to try what I'm trying? You were not this difficult during the interview. Why? It's like the second the cameras are off, you just don't want to talk to you. You're just ignoring me. Well, now you're just giving a thumbs up. I don't even know what that means at this point.